Hey friends, I am back in the basement because Michigan, she confused. Mother Nature is pouting right now and she is spitting at us. So I am in the basement looking at seeds because I do still, I'm on a swivel chair, can you tell? I like to move. Because I have got to think about what kind of seeds I'm going to plant in my yard and in my mom and dad's yard for squash still. So I did summer squash, I think one day last week. So today we're going to look at winter squash, which includes pumpkins, and I will tell you what I got here. Okay, let's start with pumpkins because they're my favorite. I am going to grow pumpkins at my mom's this year, and I'm going to grow one pumpkin here at my house. I have done like the Jack B. Little pumpkins vertically here in my yard. I have done these ones here in my yard too. These are the early sweet sugar pie, any kind of sugar pie pumpkin that's used for baking. I have been able to grow these up where that pergola is in the backyard by the chicken coop. I've grown them there, and I've also grown them out in the in-ground garden, but as expected, they took up a lot of room for a couple pumpkins. So I won't put them back in the garden, I don't think. Never hold me to anything because sometimes I get in a mood and things just happen. But I will put some of this in my yard, probably back by the chickens on that pergola where the tromboncino and the center cut squash are going to go. So they drape over and they go up that back cattle panel. So at least one or two plants here in my yard. I'll also put one or two in my mom and dad's backyard too. And then I'm going to grow this guy. Must of Provence. This is a delicious French heirloom, big flat pumpkins. It says up to 20 pounds. That's a good sized pumpkin, shaped like large wheels of cheese. This is a good pumpkin for baking too. I got one of these last year out of my mom and dad's backyard, and I cooked it up, cut it up, cooked it up in chunks, and pureed it and used it for pumpkin puree recipes all winter. Very, very good. I made bread with it. We used it when the dogs got sick. We fed them pumpkin and chicken. It's very nice. One big giant pumpkin is all my family needs, but I'm a sucker for these other ones too. I love these big flat wheel pumpkins, aren't they? So I've seen this thing where people kind of cut the stems really short and they stack them on their front porches. I think that looks really cool. So I'm growing these two only because they look cool. Okay. There is the Long Island cheese pumpkin, which is also a baking pumpkin. And this Valencia, let's look at the Valencia, a snow white variety with orange flesh. They make a unique doorstop decoration. Okay, so apparently that's what they're made for. Medium-sized fruits, most often enjoyed as decor, but these pumpkins are suitable for pies and seeds to eat. Pumpkin seeds, that would be a good thing to do. Maybe I'll make pumpkin seeds out of these. So we can eat that guy. And then Long Island cheese, I have had one of these before too. And they are, this was before the canned pumpkin trend. This Long Island heirloom was one of the most sought after culinary varieties for its rich, sweet flesh. So I'm going to take one of these, and a couple of these and turn them into pumpkin puree, which I freeze. I do not believe there is a safe way to can pumpkin. Correct me if I'm wrong and you know, but I think that I'm just going to puree it and freeze it, or I might chunk some of it up and freeze it for the dogs for a treat. And then I'm growing this white one pretty much just because she's pretty. All right, that's what I got for pumpkins. Let's move on to other winter squash. Okay, I got you flipped around so I could stand up because I'm getting a little twirly in my seat. Here are two that I'm going to grow just at my mom and dad's house, just for fun. This is a birdhouse gourd. I got it from my gardener, and it is a squash that you grow for this shape, and you let it dry out, and then you hollow it out, and actually it makes a birdhouse. So I got these for my dad, who loves his birds. Says that they were used for centuries by Aboriginal tribes in Africa, and they're still used today to create birdhouses. The gourds can be painted. Huh, that's cool. So I'm going to grow these in my parents' yard. And I'm also going to plant these two loofah seeds that I got in a, can you see that? I got them from Home Growing Garden Gal from a seed swap. And I don't have the room for a loofah plant in my yard, but they definitely do. So those ones are just for fun. And then here are my other squash options. Let me tell you what I know here. This is what I know. This one I'm growing for sure. This was my favorite one that we grew last year, and I still have some of these in my house right now, storing just fine. Hang on, I'm gonna go grab one. Okay, look at, here she is. So about the size of my hand, kind of. I just brush all the dirt off and let them kind of harden up outside. And you can hear they are still nice and solid, no soft spots, not turning discolored. They're fantastic. So I'm 100% growing these again. And these grew on a shorter vine, not a super long vine. Yes, single serving size, they say, quick to roast whole, bred by the renowned vegetable breeder of Cornell. Nice. All right. So this is a more compact vine. I really like this one. This is a definite in my yard and probably my mom's too. Now I kind of have to decide on these guys because I do not need that much winter squash. So I've got Delicata. This one I've never had much luck with, but I heard that it stores well. This one just looks cool, doesn't it? Marina de Chioggia. Chioggia? Yeah. The heirloom sea pumpkin on the coast of Italy. Large, deep blue-green turbans. Yellow-orange flesh is sweet. Excels in pies or baking. So as cool as this is, I am already doing pumpkin for baking. I probably don't need another baking squash. So we're going to say that one's out. Delicatas and maybe still. This one is called a Winter Sweet F1 hybrid called Kabocha Winter Squash. I got this from Johnny's. I've never grown them. Something about it must have appealed to me at one point. So this is a maybe. Let's take a peek here at it. Bush to short vine habitats. I might try these in my yard. If they're a short vine or bush, those might go in my garden. These small hybrid, these small wonders. This is a hybrid spaghetti squash. I already got a spaghetti squash. We're good. North Georgia Candy Roaster. All right, we're going to try these at my mom's because these are supposed to be monstrously huge. I don't know what it says out here. Let's see here. Bush to short type vines, long vine habits, 12 feet. Wow. Oh, you know what? This is kind of a generic winter squash thing. I don't like that. Johnny's, I want to know about the North Georgia Candy Roaster, not squash in general. So I'm going to have to look this one up. I think this is a bigger one, and I bet you this one is too. Maximas. All right. My mom's going to get both of these. The Winter Sweet, which I believe is kind of like a more round, kind of smaller size. This North Georgia Candy Roaster can get huge. I think they can get like 2 feet long and really, really big. I'm excited about trying one of those. So these are going to go at my mom's. Maybe I'll grow a Delicata up somewhere. I think I will. So I'm going to do honey nut in my garden, in-ground garden. I'm going to do Delicata up a fence somewhere. And I'm going to do these two, North Georgia and Winter Sweet Kabocha, plus loofah and birdhouse at my mom's. So that's 2 for me, 4 for my mom, plus a pumpkin for me, and 3 pumpkins for my mom. Does that sound like enough squash? This is only winter squash. Yeah, I think we're going to call her good. Okay, while we're downstairs, I'm going to give you a quick peek of everything that's going on down here. Just do not make fun of me because I still have tomatoes that I did not up pot. But they're doing fine, and I keep fertilizing them, and eventually life will slow down. But probably not anytime soon because it is baseball season, friends. All right, hang on. Here is the giant table O tomatoes. They're looking really, really good. Like this one is just fantastic. Now, when I go to plant these outside, I will cut these smaller ones off and I will plant this whole stem here. See all those little hairs? And I'll make sure it gets nice and deep. So these ones are all getting really big. I do have some back here that need to get up potted and they're doing okay. I'll get better. I promise. I promise. Over here is my horseradish. She's lovely. And my lemon tree, I don't know what she's got going on. She's got a bunch of bare branches and she seems to She needs to go outside, I think. We'll see. I've got a couple trays of peppers. These are things I'm growing for my family. I would like to up pot them because they'd get much bigger, but I don't have time quite yet. So we'll do what we can. Over here on the big tray, look at these are the dahlias. Can you see? They got roots. They got roots. They probably need some clean water, but they look fantastic. Up here's my single seed challenge, the shishito pepper. She lovely. This is a random tray of flowers, ground cherries, all kinds of stuff. I got dahlias over here. It looks like this one dahlia is kind of dying. The rest of them all look really good. I have to water her separately. Some more flowers. The giant tray o' basil looks lovely. And oh my gosh, she smells divine. So, so, so good. I've got another tray here of some flowers. Hi. I got eucalyptus here. I've never grown eucalyptus before, guys. I am really geeked up about this. These are lovely. And then I've got a very sad looking tray of zinnias that really need to go out, but I'm not there yet. And then here are my peppers. See how much different the size is? A lot of these have gotten really big from having their own containers. Whereas if we go back here, these ones are still in 6-packs. They're smaller, while their friends over there are getting huge. But they're alive and they're fine. They would just grow faster if I up-potted them. But right now, I just don't have the time. Okay, hope you enjoyed the quick peek inside. Hopefully tomorrow we should be back outside. It does look like it's supposed to get a little bit warmer every day this week, with Thursday being gorgeous. And I will have some time tomorrow. Right now, we're walking out the door because it is baseball season. So we are heading to the ball fields. Pretty much every day this week, we're having hot dogs for dinner at the ballpark. So I'm heading there. You guys have a great evening, and I will talk to you tomorrow.